my left and right.
It is gonna be. It's gonna be a good morning. It's gonna be. I mean, we're gonna have Alliance later on. We're gonna have the expert Alliance opinion later on. But first, I do want to talk a little bit about yesterday because it was a crazy day. Let's start with the easy one. Group A was pretty straightforward, Bulldog.
It's kind of what we expected, I guess. It was just Secret destroying easily, even against NiP. And NiP is the kind of team that I wasn't exactly sure how good they are. They got good players, but they just performed okay-ish. So, and yeah, Pain and J-Storm kind of expected as well, not doing amazing either. So, you know, that group was just as expected.
Yeah, anything
Pain
to
and
add to that?
J-Storm kind of expected as well, not
pretty
doing
straightforward, right? A lot of 2-0s.
The only thing I would comment on, because I casted both the Secret series, and they're one of the best teams here.
Yeah.
Coming in, I thought Secret, Fnatic were for sure 2 of the top 4. EG, I think, is in there as well. And it's just going to be whichever Chinese team I think stands out from the pack. But Secret's a real deal, and they look like they're going to be even more dominant than they were at the start of last season.
And I'd say VP in that group. But yeah, I think there's only like 3, maybe 4 teams that Secret can lose to this event. They're not going to lose to any team that's not on a tier 1 level. They're just that consistent, that good. They have such a good understanding of how to play.
The group was just
was there anything in particular that stood out about the way they
Pain and
played? Like
J-Storm
something
kinda
that we can
expected
see
as well,
was
not
pretty
doing
straightforward, right?
amazing.
Like, for example, today, for people that had looked at them and it's like, wow, Secret's really good. We should do what they do.
I think the itemization, the way that they kind of cover their drafts and their individual heroes' weaknesses, specifically with the usage of sustain or defensive items, in addition to occasional utility if there's need for forces or glimmers, Lotus, etc. And outside of that, just like the drafting formula they utilize, when they're second pick, they always have a last pick that could be multiple roles, and they can play every Exodia hero that exists. So I think that they're just solid through and through.
Now we have, of course, NiP also making it through to the upper bracket from Group A. They did drop 2 games against Secret. They did also won 4 games against Pain Gaming. Does that mean, like, what type of scale are they at? Because it's very difficult to judge them when they're playing against Secret, and you guys saying, well, Secret is you know, one of the best teams here, and how are you going to be able to see like how NiP will do on the grand scale of things?
I don't think we can. Like, NiP could be a top 5, top 6 team, or they could be a bottom 6 team right now. They've played. Other than Secret, they played 1 team. It's like, how good are NiP? No clue.
Yeah, and the way they're playing as well, they kind of pick some cheesy heroes with a draw and Huskers. So, you know, when they pick that against VP or something like that, it's probably not going to go that well. So it's hard to predict that team right now.
And then there was Group B. And I know some of us already were asleep when Group B was still playing out, because Group B was the group of death, you guys. It was very scary for a lot of teams in there. EG, though, they made it look easy. They made it look their group. They did drop 1 game to Aster, but then 2-0ing VG Gaming after that. It was, for them, it was seemed an easy group.
Yeah, I actually think Aster looked the better team than Vici. They won the first game in the final decider match.
Yeah.
Through the second, like, really hard. And it appeared as if Sylar tilted off the face of the earth.
I have heard that Sylar at the moment is suffering from a big fever. Luckily for them, they have the day off today. But he has a fever, and he already had it coming in. But he didn't want his team to have to play with the stand-ins because it could cost his team points, and didn't want to have to deal with that. So he figured, you know what, I'll suffer through it. And
that makes sense, because the game 3 he played Bloodseeker, and I've never seen him play a worse game. Like, Sylar is like the definition of stable, always on. Like, he never has an off game, and he went like 1-12, and it was really, really rough to witness.
It was, though. VG Gaming, I mean, still in the upper bracket. They're going to be happy with that.
Yeah.
Blanchard, what are you doing?
I love you. Thank you so much.
Whoa, Jess, what the frickety frick? Whoa! Whoa!
The whole gifting subs thing, that is magical.
Mortality is meaningless without the trials to make one worthy of it. Time to write a new story.
Watch the player's point of view with your favorite setup. Follow your favorite Dota 2 player in every detail. Watch esports your way. Get your digital pass now.
GX50. More insane than a laser llama who's crazy about K-drama. Stream and game like crazy. Say my name, call me maybe, story. And snap like mad, meow like a cat, spam your group chat. GX50. GX50. Diva in the AM.
What?
Blanchard, what are you doing?
I love you. Thank you so much.
Whoa, Jess, what the frickety frick? Whoa! Whoa!
The whole gifting subs thing, that is magical.
Hi everyone, welcome to the secondary stream here for the PGL Kuala Lumpur major event. I'm joined by legendary analyst Grant here. It's going to be an awesome day of coverage, but let's talk a little bit about yesterday. You know, we got to witness some good action over on the main stream, I guess you can call it. This is the secondary stream. Highlights you want to reflect back on that?
I think NIP and Pain. I thought that was like the most even series. Ended up being NIP, you know, 4-0'd Pain the entire day to get through. You know, we saw some of Peter's tweets and whatnot, but hey, they made it through. I think Secret being dominant is another thing. Like, people are like, well, they just won Hamburg. They won that PB. I mean, they're 2 for 2 in this season already at lands, even if they're not like major minors, and they're just coming in. They look super strong. I don't know. I think Secret actually is the favorite, even above like VP and LGD, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be seeing LGD for the first time today as we get into Group C, so we'll get to see how polished they are. They have a tough test. Their first matchup is going to be against Tigers, who I guess they would put in the lowest seed for this event, considering they did qualify through the minor. I actually don't know how they would rank that. Probably lowest seed, right?
They probably did, even though maybe because how, like, I did a pre-show, and we did, like, before anything was announced, we did, because there's tier, right, 4 people in the group. We did tier 1, 2, 3, 4, and we did it like that. Yeah. I don't know. We put Tigers, I think, at 3, which, but I think it's fine to put them at 4 because they did come through the minor. You know, they didn't win the qualifiers. But I think PSG.LGD is pretty heavily favored. But, hey, Tigers is warmed up. It looked like LGD didn't really take that Singaporean land as serious. And if they did, they didn't look that good.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how they actually like are. And I mean, you win this, you might already be in TI, so you're going to give it your all.
Yeah, for sure. I remember that's been a lot of the discussion is how the DPC points are definitely being distributed quite differently this go around, more focused on the teams and not for the individual players. Obviously, encouraging that teams aren't going to quickly disperse after events are done.
Which is nice, hopefully.
Yeah. So,
hopefully.
But that means there's just so much points involved that, yeah, you're right. If one of these teams do happen to take the whole thing, they pretty much may have already had their ticket punched to go to TI.
What, five minors, 5 majors? That's it. That's all your DPC points right there.
Go good.
Go hard.
Early. Yeah, go hard early because
you never know what will happen.
I mean, also, we're going to be heading right into unfamiliar territory right after this event, into 7.20, and who knows what that's going to be. We just keep theory crafting. It's been a while since they've had dramatic changes. I'm talking like cosmetic facelifts to the map.
Yeah.
You know, they introduced the shrines. They may introduce some sort of new element to the game.
Are you talking like you know something, or
I'm
what?
just saying it had been a while. Mars is likely maybe to drop.
Think?
They
I
said winter.
Forgot. You're right, and
they said winter.
It's fall, but
I mean, when else by the end of the year are they going to drop another huge patch?
I think you're right. This is probably the Mars patch. I forgot they said that. Man,
it's a lot to get excited for, but I guess the point I'm trying to make is like while you're in a comfortable patch and you think you know it inside and out, this might be the team's best chance to try to take the whole thing before you start heading into a new patch where you have to kind of re-theory craft the whole game again.
Yep.
So
you got second place at TI, like in the same patch. Like there's a few differences, drow nerfs and all that. I don't think that really affects PSG.LGD, but it's going to be interesting. It feels like some people are stuck in the same meta they've been playing for a couple months, and then you see people like Secret, right, who are trying new things, and it's working out. It's like this meta isn't stale.
That's
as much
true.
as people want to say, like, there's still new stuff that's coming up, and now people are copying them. And, hey, maybe some LGD has some weird thing they're going to do today, and people copy. You just don't know.
Just going to ask you about potential weird picks, because we've been seeing a lot of weird picks up to this point so far. I guess when you have a patch so figured out that teams are going to be more willing to experiment with potential new counter pickups. I'm trying to recall, what was like some of the weirder picks we've been seeing? I know occasionally like a Nature's Prophet pops up, and I know those cheese picks are still going to be there. Like
I think this game might definitely be, because Tigers, when they did qualify against Navi, that 3-2 in the minor, they played Meepo, they played Huskar, I believe they played, not Brood in that series, but before, so they play all the cheese heroes.
So they're super cheese.
They play it. They're not as crazy as like NIP, where like, I don't even call Huskar cheese for them anymore. Like that is a staple here. Like it's cheese for other people, but for them it's just another stroll in the park. So I think Tigers, I think it's good they have those heroes, because they're going to need them.
The weird factor, we'll call it, the weirdness factor that Tigers would have is an advantage against someone like LGD? I mean, you look at a team like LGD, they're polished, they're clean, they got the uniforms, they're putting their ties right around their necks super tight, and so weirdness might just kind of disrupt their flow a bit, you know?
Yeah, I agree. It looked like we saw 1437. He was at breakfast. He looked, strutted confidently there.
He had the
swag.
Some eggs.
Yeah, he's like, I'm getting some wins today. Yeah. Hey, look, I do think PSG.LGD's favorite, but I mean, Tigers, they come in with practice. Like, they just played a full LAN. They won it. So even if it was against, I would say, like, lower tier teams, you still have that practice, while PSG.LGD, they've probably just been playing scrims, and it's not really comparable.
Yeah, well, we're going to find out in just a moment. We have a draft live, so without further ado, let's get into it. All right, Grant, yesterday we had the pleasure of just being able to sit back and let the panel kind of take over for the draft.
So we'll do it again.
So we're just going to let you guys at home just theory
you
craft the draft.
You can do the panel for us.
Tweet at us what you think is going to get picked, and we'll just say if you're wrong or not.
You're all wrong. Now, I do notice Tigers in that best of 5, IO was never let through once. Whether they banned it or the other team banned it, it seems like if Tigers doesn't have first pick, they're going to ban it. And I assume PSG.LGD will do the same, but maybe not. They seem to be a team who likes playing versus IO. So we'll see if that comes into play, but Tigers bans it because they're second pick.
Yeah, well, yesterday we did see a Wisp play, but it's not like the days of Wisp being auto-banned
Run over people.
Which had been such a long saga of Dota. Through many patches, Wisp is always just notoriously first pick, first ban, or whatever. But here we see Tigers taking it out again.
We see the Undying ban. That I did see they do like playing it, and I know Navi actually banned it versus him a lot, and he's just one of those guys. He goes to a lane. He doesn't really lose the lane unless he's against like Ogre. Like those two, they just run at each other. Like you hit 2 double man decays, you've like won a lane, which is insane.
So what does that say about LGD? That they're nervous about losing lanes? They're very
I think so.
cautious of their lanes. They want to make sure that foundation is always going to be strong for them.
That's exactly it. Because I mean, I think they know like, hey, we got second at TI. We should have got first. We threw away game 4, and I mean, we're just a better team. Let's kind of do it. Like I think them and EG play similarly. They just want to always dominate their lanes, no matter what. Like some pick team fight, like Secret, they'll give away a lane. This team likes to just win all their lanes.
It may sound like kind of weird, just like, yeah, of course every team is going to want to win their lanes, but just putting that extra emphasis it really can make the difference. I mean, here you're just getting rid of lane bullies. There's plenty of them still out there. I mean, Bane is always a common go-to, I guess, for that 5 position to be a real strong lane. Oh, speaking of the devil.
Yeah, I think they both are like, whoa, Undying Dirge are banned, Undying and Ogre are banned. Let's ban Bane then, because that's like those are the 3 hardest lane-winning supports in the game.
Yeah, who would be after that? I mean, I guess if you had to go down the tier list now, you pretty much have taken out some of the better lane bullies in the game.
You have like Earthshaker, but he's not a lane bully. He's more of like, I'm going to sit in the shadows. If I get a block, you die. But he's not really a bully.
It would be
there he is.
Maybe
that's probably it right there.
I mean, yeah, he's a good bully for sure. I would say the only other ones I could think of is maybe like Spirit Breaker, but
yeah, I think
J-Storm would probably
exactly.
do that,
and he would need like more armor. That's the thing, right? Like Ogre has like 8 armor starting. Spirit Breaker only has 4, and that actually makes a big difference. I mean, Axe has very low starting armor as well, though I think 2, if not lower. But he has obviously armor gaining ability, which is nice.
All right, well, we'll see what LGD can do with it. We've been seeing Axe really all over the place. He had gone with the days of just being the classic 3 position off lane, and now the 4, even 5 position Axes roaming around, cutting behind towers, being extremely disruptive, and then segueing themselves into being the jump start kind of a hero.
I think it's nice because they don't ban PL, and Tigers will play I think it's their highest win rate hero, like over 10 games. And Axe, I mean, it doesn't just say, oh, we can't pick PL now, but Axe is a very good first pick. It's like, hey, guess what? I get a Blade Mill in the blink. All of a sudden, you're not as mobile as you think you are.
Who else does he take, like, off the table? Would you say Broodmother also kind of gets taken away?
It definitely hurts. Yeah. Uh-oh.
Oh, this thing again.
Yeah. I was like, oh no. You can't change.
My laptop's like, do you want to update? And I'm like, yeah, you know what? We'll wait an hour. I just hate that there's no other options. It's like, wait or do it now.
Yeah.
So I'll have to hit it every hour.
Funny. I think it doesn't take anyone off.
Okay, that is a first pick Dazzle into an Axe. Am I crazy right now?
I don't. From what I've heard, I mean, you're kind of crazy. That's a yes. But from what I've heard, no one skills Grave on Dazzle anymore.
Okay.
Like, if there was stats still in the game, people do poison heal and stats, I think. Like, people just think Grave's a terrible ability. But Dazzle is a very good lane bully against Axe, actually.
Okay.
I would say it's the other way around because his new poison is insane.
That's true. I was going to say, because if you were simply trying to go for a life-saving support to bail someone out, you could maybe go for, like, Oracle or something still.
Yeah.
But, like you just mentioned, because you're so freaking smart, Analyst Grant, that you want to still value the lane bully factor, and that is what Dazzle could do over someone like Oracle. So you make a great point. But, yeah, wow, it's just crazy how times are changing. Dazzle straight into Axe, just like, I don't care.
He's another. There's a couple heroes like that. I'm trying to think of the others where, like, some captains that I've talked to are like, this hero, like Silencer, actually, Silencer and Dazzle, like, they either think this hero's first pick or they just don't care about it at all. They think it's absolute garbage. And I think these 2 heroes are, like, one of those, like Peter talks about.
That's so funny because I know during King's Cup, like, we couldn't help but just trash on Silencer all the time. He was not getting any good
wins
spotlight
or anything.
time.
Yeah.
Ugh.
That'll be interesting now. See how PSG.LGD. So what is PSG? It's Paris
Saint Germain.
Is it?
Yeah, I think I remember that because Saint Germain is like a. Like, it's a cherry liqueur that you – I think it's like the stuff – I'm pretty sure. Like, you know when you get like a Shirley Temple?
Yeah.
And that stuff you add? Yeah, I think that is – I might be totally wrong.
Were you a Shirley Temple or
Roy Rogers?
A Roy Rogers guy.
Roy Rogers, probably.
I was a Shirley Temple. It came with the cherry. As a kid, you loved the cherry, man.
You both got cherry. Well, Roy Rogers is Coke with the cherry juice syrup, and Shirley Temple is Sprite with the cherry juice syrup.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, now you know.
I was just trying to sound smart.
Yeah, so I'm more of a cherry Coke guy than a cherry Sprite guy, so
that
that's
makes
why.
sense. And then,
anyways,
no one heroes fallen off. That we just saw fourth band Phoenix. Like, he was getting first picked in the minor, Hamburg, King's Cup, like everything, and now he's just not first picked. He's barely getting banned even. This is like the first time I've seen him banned. People just falling off on that hero. His laning phase, I guess.
There's a huge emphasis on the laning phase because he was so good to be able to disrupt those fights. I mean, it's great when you could jump in and create chaos, and then you force the other team to have to focus away from everything else and onto that chaos, onto that egg, essentially. So it's a big de facto, but something that they're going to be passing on here.
I think the biggest thing too is like his level 1 ult is absolute garbage. Like, you need level 12 on that hero, and I guess people are like, 20 minutes of the game for one of our supports. Like, this might be a little rough.
Yeah, comes out. Tremendously successful flex pick for a lot of teams. Really you're out that we bought some option for LGD, or they now call that bigger now if necessary.
Even 3 sometimes well, pretty good lane. I think we've seen as scores played. I know Navi actually played in the minor as well.
which have been banned. So
I wouldn't definitely a TB isn't terrible for PSG.LGD. Obviously, Lina decent once you go to mag build. You go to mag silencer, disable, I wouldn't definitely. That's one of those heroes that either looks so good. This 3-man chrono, he kills Sunstriker, it's like with the chrono, it's 120 seconds. You don't realize how long that cooldown
queen of late game, if you will, and Silencer, I'm sure, is wincing a bit at that pick.
Oh yeah.
Not someone who really likes to hang in the back lines as far as possible to be able to get successful ultimate, and Spectre really ruins that.
If you play normal Dota 2, you better have that R button ready, because if Spectre ults, more than likely you're just going to smash that ult button, because then it means he can't teleport to you, he can't just instantly kill you. You have to be pretty damn quick, but if you are, you can nullify Spectre's ult if it's like just for a pick-off instead of a team fight.
Yeah, but that what you have to balance, where is the right time to use the global, because if you use it on the Haunt, you got Magnus RP potentially waiting in the wings, so maybe you're waiting for the RP, and then you want to silence, so the Haunt doesn't follow it up. The Silencer is definitely going to be a huge factor in a lot of these fights on whether it's going to be a make-or-break opportunity for LGD. It
is interesting, though. They pick Spectre into Centaur, right? Like, Centaur's ulti is known as, like, one of the big counters, and there's a TB, but I don't know, Centaur, right? Spectre casts ulti. You don't, like you said, you don't have to use global. Oh, we just Centaur ulti. Guess what? We're far away from you. We're extremely far gone. So I kind of like, and they'd get the Terrorblade. This kind of, I assume they were going to do this. I just like their draft already. You have the initiation, Centaur Axe. You have the defensive play from Silencer. Now you have probably the best hero on this patch, TB.
Yeah. I always see a lot of the meat here, and I just can't help but think about something like maybe a Timber Saw to pop out, but I don't know if he's going to be able to find a home on the Tiger side or not. When you already got someone like Magnus on your team, I guess he'll be the one to kind of fill that void in some sense. But
yeah, I'm curious what Tiger is going to take. I assume have they played mag support? We've seen King RD play it. Is he the only one? No, I think I've seen one other, but you look at these picks, and it's like they don't want to last pick their 4 heroes. So I think Magnus or Lina is definitely going to be one of their 4s.
Yeah.
They banned the meatball. All right, that's smart. They can play, and they can play it very well, and they instantly snap up a Zeus. That is, guess what? They've got global presence themselves, 3 of them, Zeus, Centaur, and Silencer.
That's actually a pretty damn good lineup for LGD.
It's pretty nasty. This is the perfect lineup. Hey, we're going to roam around as 4. TB, you go have fun in the jungle. You go have fun in some lane. We'll carry the early game for you.
Yep. All right, Tigers, what could be that 5th and magical pickup here to try to pull this one back a bit?
I don't necessarily think it's good, but I could see him going Huskar. Does decently versus Zeus middle. Is okay versus TB in the mid game. But then you're really all in. You do have the Dazzle. Earth Spirit, so they do last pick the 4, so it is going to be mid Lina and off lane Magnus.
Yeah, I'm always a little suspect of Earth Spirit. It's something that many people have already said at this event, and this is not an era of roaming on the mid laner, where it's been super successful. But Zeus is probably one of the best options for an Earth Spirit to be able to make a move and get that kind of jump. He's pretty frail, doesn't have an escape mechanism, so we may see Zephyr go on the move quite a bit, and maybe
versus Zeus feels so good. He's one of the few heroes, like him and Invoker, so easy to gank middle. And it's one of the few heroes you actually can roam against.
But that's the thing, is you got to be able to pull that off. If you're not getting these ganks as an Earth Spirit,
you're failing.
You can't go from there. You can't farm. You're not farming on Earth Spirit. You're waiting to take fights and to kind of bulk on that momentum to be a huge contributor to your team. All right, well, we have the full spread for both teams, Grant. If you were a betting man, let's say, who would you put your chips in on?
Did used to bet on the old horses back in the day, so we'll see. I mean, probably just PSG.LGD. I find them a little bit better team. They have the Terrorblade. If I see a team that's really good, they have a Terrorblade and they have heroes that can enable him. I don't mean empower him. I just mean let him farm. If you make space for a TB, this guy will farm. It's friggin' Ame. Probably the best TB in the world. I give them the edge.
There's a lot of really good TBs right now.
There are.
Who would you say top 3 TBs?
I'd go with some like Ame, definitely top 3. This is in no order. Probably like Ame, Arteezy, and then
Niche? Is he in there?
Nisha? I think I actually don't. I'm not saying his TB's bad, but I think like his Morphling's way better than this TB.
Oh,
so I don't even think I'd put him. I'm trying to. You know what? I'm gonna randomly spout out another name in the next 5 minutes, and you'll be like, "Why do you just say that?" But it's because it's the third one.
Fair enough. We'll keep that in mind. All right, let's get into it. It's game number 1 of the first series of the day, day 2, major coverage, and we're heading into Group C, as in cat.
Yep.
And it's LGD
you know
versus Tigers.
I was looking at. I'm looking at the Courier on Radiant side, and I remember 1437 invited me to that group to play. Was it Dire Tide or the other one? And now,
I remember.
And
that.
I said no, I'm not going to play that nerd shit. And now that's worth like $25,000. And look at me. So whatever. I guess I've learned a valuable lesson in that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for this. I think I'm excited to see what this Earth Spirit can do. That's going to be the big question. Like, if he gets a lot done on that middle lane and the off lane, who knows? They definitely could just run away and like steamroll over this game with the Farm Spectre.
Yep, it's got to be something that LGD are going to be privy to. I don't know if it's going to be enough for them to try to pull a support to hang out near the mid lane. I mean, X-Nova could maybe float around there to deter them, but I think he's best suited to kind of be a lane partner here. Go back to the classic 2-1-2. But we have Axe and Terrorblade hanging towards the southern half of the map. So it looks like that is going to be the paired matchup there.
Yep, that mag is not going to have a fun time. They might want to. I think they want this, though. They're like, yo, we're going to lose one lane for sure, right? Like, because if you put this Axe plus Ame against Spectre as well, that Spectre is going to get dumpstered.
Yeah.
So I think you just, like, Moon, eat this one, just get some levels, don't die. We're fine with that.
They'll go more aggressive, it looks like, towards maybe the top lane / have the floating Zephyr, of course, who's probably going to remain in the shadows as much as possible. All right, aggressive moves from the bottom here. X-Nova happy to sweep on in and mess with Moon. Moon skewers FY all the way forward. He eats only one shot from the tower. Just trying to disrupt that block as much as possible and get some early harassment in him.
Yep, and then, ooh, looks like they're going to rotate. Yep, Ame, like I said, I was like, yeah, you probably want this TB versus the Spectre, because TB will destroy Spectre lane, but he has to fully rotate top. He doesn't want to waste his TP, or else he'll TP right after.
At least a wave or two. First blood goes the way of 1437 being able to get the grab on the X-Nova, just like that.
That's not good, because if you're LGD, because he just uses TP to get up there. So he has to make the walk of shame at less than a minute.
there now, but he's going to be there solo, and he's going into a lane that just got first blood. Eesh, this is already going to be a
pretty rough one. Yeah, surprisingly, like, I would give this lane to LGD if it was just straight up now, but the fact they got the first blood, he missed almost a full wave.
Are they going to go for this? They know that it's a long walk for the silencer to make it back. And we see Zephyr watching from the trees, but he's only level 1. If he had the boulder smash, then maybe he could roll in and kick the Terrorblade forward. But
they're trying to get level. I think Ame has to know something's up. He's like, wait, why is this Spectre still only level 1? Like, why is he not getting more experience? And I think it kind of gives away that Earth Spirit's there, because they just killed 2 range creeps, and he's still level 1.
They bring FY up here, too, so they're going to go full 3-on-3 for the matchup right
now.
Been
a bit.
It's great for Moon, I guess. He doesn't have to get totally sacked out in the bottom lane. He can now have the one-on-one matchup, which is
it's pretty decent for him, too, yeah. Just get that level. I think you actually max and pound his lane. They're going to roll in top.
Yep. Now FY could show himself, but they've already made a hard shot on X-Nova, and they should be able to finish him off with ease. He gets the curse off, and the Metamorph right-click is coming out. But it doesn't feel like they're going to have enough deeps, so it looks like they will. They found a target onto Zephyr here. That with the Battle Hunger. Heals are coming out, though, and he should be able to roll away.
Wow.
He's good.
And that's why you see that heal. If you're a pub player, don't ever skill Grave. That heal is pretty much like a Grave in the early game, and it does damage. And it's so good.
Okay, heavy pressure onto Chip to be able to make it away. Dagger, and he's coasting out of there. Just LGD trying to impose their will. Oh, roll, kickback. Very nicely set up there from Zephyr. I don't know if they'll be able to go for the finish, but they're trying to get as much damage onto FY as possible. Nice curse. Heals, though, start to come out. They're still pursuing, looking to go for the finish. There's the dagger, and there's the finish. This one goes to Spectre early on. This top lane is quite the bloodbath already.
Yeah, it's only 3-0. Tiger's gotten all the kills, but I think Ame, I mean, he's 5-2 versus the 11-2. At least he's not dying, but, well,
it's just not
too soon, maybe.
Yeah, rolling in, the right click's coming through. He's trying to go for it. Boulder Smash is there, but he's just going to fall a little short, and now finds himself on the bad end of the gank, and it's going to be LGD scoring their first kill of the game.
And that's mostly big because Tigers is up 3-1, but now Dazzle has to run all the way back to the fountain, which maybe not. He just doesn't have mana. You don't want to sit in a lane as Dazzle with like no mana. Oh, he brings a Wind Lace so he can. Oh, that's so smart. He bought the Wind Lace, gave it to the Earth Spirit who TP'd so he can run back to base quicker on the Dazzle. That's actually like one of those little things. Like, it probably doesn't make that big of a difference, but I mean, you're running back to base quicker, which means you can get back to lane quicker.
Very
nice
smart
little thing.
This lane may have equalized, maybe even tilted back to the favor of LGD now, though.
I think it did, especially due to this Axe's level 3.
Yeah, so that's great. This is going to be troubled road now for Spectre. But in the meantime, you know, I saw Zephyr kind of floating around, maybe looking for a hopeful setup onto the Zeus. The lane is too far forward, so instead just plants the ward and keeps himself in the dark. How about this bottom lane? I want to tune in briefly to see. How is the matchup going?
It's going pretty even. Magnus, he's a little ahead, and that's how it should be. He isn't going max in power. All right, he's going for the Shockwave.
All right, top lane. Looks like action's not going to stop here. And as they make their stride to go for Ajit, funneling him within the trees. Now the roll from Zephyr as he makes his presence. Trying to put focus onto Ame.
He's going in.
Dagger, hard shots with the poison. They slow him down. They need a little bit more. Can they get it? The Boulder Smash helps, and they're going to be able to get it done. Nice takedown of the Terrorblade. Can they walk away unscathed? Looks like they'll be fine.
You're seeing Dazzle, the power of the Shadow Wave in a tri-lane. Obviously, like you don't expect Ursir to be in a tri-lane, but Dazzle is the king of tri-lanes.
For sure. Any of them get too close to that wave, they just eat a heavy burst of physical nuke damage.
Yep, especially like, at the Axe, say you do like, oh my god, I got a triple call, and all of a sudden, oh wait, they're all full HP and I'm dead. Uh-oh. Like, this isn't the best tri-lane for Axe, surprisingly.
Middle lane
gets it.
A deep commitment there from the Wonder Kid to be able to get the finish on the maybe.
And he'll take, because he gets the experience for that. He's level 6 now. He can just come back to the lane and instantly kill Zeus again because he got the experience and Zeus didn't.
True that. Bounties, though. Looks like Moon snags his own. Chalice was able to get his side, but 3 of them are going to belong to Tigers on this round of bounties.
I wonder if bottom lane they're just going to stay there. I know top lanes like Trilember's trying. They are actually going in again. Whoa!
Damn.
He rolled past the X. He's like, whoops! They didn't mean to do that.
Way too much damage. He just. I mean, that's the downside. You could throw yourself into the fire.
Like he hit somebody, but he's like, I wanted Axe, and instead he just rolls into a meta TB under tower. Like it does happen. It is so much harder than when Earth Spirit first got released.
Yeah. Well,
not to say Earth Spirit was easy when he got released. Dakota when you played him, but you know, a little easier back then.
Yeah, for sure. The instant fast roll definitely made setups a lot better.
That was fun to watch. He was a fun hero to watch. He was broken, but he was fun to watch.
His Boulder Smash kick used to be a lot faster as well, too. But
used to fly.
Takes a bit more sweeter timing to kind of make those pullouts happen. But still, Zephyr, he has been fully committed to kind of being a part of this top lane, knowing that if he steps away, the balance of power just may continue to shift back towards LGD side. But here we go. We got Wonder Kid at level 6. Came back to that mid lane, has a Laguna in her pocket.
Top again, Ame.
Okay. Heaven forbid I step away from that top lane for a hot second,
think about it. Piece of garbage.
They get a good jump and are able to finish off the Terrorblade, but there goes the Thunder Gods, first of the game, the assist in getting at least a return kill, but we're back at bottom. There's the RP, a skewer away, defensive from Moon to be able to make it out, but there's a haste rune. Zeus is on the chase, easily shuts him down. It's a double kill for maybe.
Yep, and that's not terrible for either team, honestly. It's really good for PSG.LGD because he was losing like that middle lane reasonably, and then he goes bottom, gets a kill top with the ulti. Even Ame gets a little bit of farm, but FY, that poison, oh my, that poison. I remember people said he used to be so weak, but then they're like, wait, it keeps reapplying when anyone hits? Oh, okay. It's pretty good.
Mid lane, heavy shots onto Lina. She's trying to rush back. Thunder Strike, right click, and it's going to be X-Nova getting the finish. Zephyr rotates in, tries to roll onto Zeus, but doesn't really have the damage. Ame also rotating here. And they're going to get the takedown of Lina, though.
Oh, to bottom. He's going for a solo kill. He's actually doing a ton of damage. I don't know if you get... Okay. He might... If he knew there was a TP middle and top, he might have actually dove for that. Yeah. But he didn't see those TPs. We can. You know, we're spectators.
Yeah, we're hacking.
He's pretty smart.
All right, 7-6. Just a small net worth advantage at the moment for Tigers as we kind of begin to move our way out from the laning phase, it
Yeah, I don't. It was like laning phase for like 5 minutes top. Like, let's run at each other, and then all of a sudden there's 6 heroes middle. It seems like they're mirroring each other.
All right, smoke movement coming out. It's Tigers on the prowl. Wanted to get some wards down. It looks like as 1437 holds quite a few. There's the courier, and they run right into Zeus. But can the two of them do this? It's gonna take a lot of effort here.
Down switch.
Roll in, right clicks, and yep, they got it done. Support staff able to get a good mid laner.
This Dazzle dominating. I actually think that might be bad for Tigers. Like, you got these 4 kills on like your 5 position. He doesn't really have items because they're early kills, but he's gonna give up a decent chunk of money now.
I think 1437's always sniping kills like that. He used to play a lot of Oracle, and he always was sniping.
Oracle feels so good to like take kills from someone because the instant cast point just feels so right.
Yep. All right, Zephyr rolled in, didn't find his target, tries to step away, but the call's there from FY to lock him in a spot. Now Thunder God's coming out. With all this extra firepower, they may be able to clean house here. Looking to go for the finish onto Jet. They're going to be successful, and it's a double kill for FY.
Wow, and there you see the global presence. They use Centaur ulti to help top. They use Zeus ulti to help top, and all of a sudden 2 heroes who aren't in your lane. It's like a 5v3 top, and they're still farming. I'm always a big fan of global presence since the early when MYM and Dota 1 used to run like Zeus, Spectre, Nature's Prophet. It's just good. Like, you can help a lane without having to be there. It's
absolutely
so simple and good.
Making moves for Lina Illusions. It looks like Moon looks like he's going to go for a hood straight up first before favoring any sort of early blink dagger, let's say.
I think they both just want to sit in lane. Like, Centaur and Mag don't want to leave this lane. They're like, it's a 4v4 game. We're both gonna farm. Let's have a truce. We're both cool with this, right? And now it is a lot harder for Mag because of that. The hood on Centaur just pops it double edge. All of a sudden, 400 damage nuke. See you later.
Yep. Obviously, with the Zeus in the game, I mean, that could quickly turn into a pipe later on to just assist the team in mitigating all that ridiculous burst power that maybe he's going to be bringing to the table. He's going right for the Yules, it looks like. So more setup potential, move speed, extra mana, all very nice.
I'm looking at the net worth right now. Zeus, because of those kills, has come up on top barely. It's still very even. No one's just running away with this. The TB feels like he's the only hero who could run away with it if he wants, like if he has a good mid game. Spectre doesn't have like that potential. I can just push your base.
Yeah.
He doesn't have meta.
Spectre needs time and nourishment.
Bottom.
Yep, the call's out. Centaur wants to make the move. He's got assistance here from Maybe, and the two of them want to kind of tag down Moon if possible. Rotations are coming, but it's going to be too late. Just too much firepower.
He's just getting run to Battle Hunger and the Arcane. I just realized they have so much damage over time on just their 2 supports.
That's actually, I mean, with both of them in that top lane, yeah, Curse and Battle Hunger is actually quite ridiculous.
So it feels like it's going to be a lot to Wonder Kid in your dream on Lina. He's going to have to just have an amazing game because right now the rest of his lanes are not going that well.
Yeah, he's trying to build his own way towards the Yules to get it set up, but for comparison, I mean, look how much further along Zeus is to getting his.
God, look at this pressure right now. Mag actually is forced to TP top to stop that dive from happening on Ajin. He just doesn't do anything. He just has to go to the jungle.
Yeah. It does leave time for Zephyr to kind of solo farm up at the bottom. He has to get that level 6. Yeah, he's got to get magnetized. It will help a bit in fights, but he's still going to feel pretty frail. I mean, 1 in 5, that's not obviously going to be the ideal Earth Spirit start you were hoping to get, and now it's a matter of trying to find a way to keep yourself relevant in the game.
It feels like that hero, like you need level 6 and you need to earn. Like, that's like all of a sudden you're just like this hero you change. You actually have a ton of solo kill potential even on cores, but before you get both of those, you feel kind of weak.
Dive potential. Rotations are coming. And FY with bloodthirsty eyes. Looks like he was getting ready to roll on through. He's got his own urn complete, and it looks like he will queue up the dagger next.
Yeah, he's having a pretty good game.
But if he's able to get that, let's say before like Moon gets his blink dagger, I mean, we could see LGD just kind of going to take fights and non-stop until they snowball out of control.
Feels like they're already doing that right without the blink. Yeah. There's a smoke into a smoke though. And they saw each other, I think. Looks like it.
Yeah, this obviously seems a lot better for LGD.
And they steal the Invis room.
Oh, they're going to pincer right on in, but there is going to be RP. Instant global comes out as the counter, and that means they're going to just quickly assault Lina, finish her off, and they're going to be looking for scrappy seconds here. Moon skewers away, back under the tower. Zephyr, though, nearby. commits the Magnetize now. He's very low on mana. That's going to be the last thing he can do. But now the Haunt comes out. Not enough damage. They are able to get the Zeus down. It's a mid laner for a mid laner at the moment.
Yep, and I think, honestly, right, we talked about just as long as you're 4 doing good, they're going, oh my goodness.
Hard shots right there coming up from LGD. Skewer back from Moon to shove him closer towards the tower, but they're going to easily dunk him after that grave. They'll also take care of 1437. By the way, they're doing this all without Ame even being involved. So this is going from just good to great right now for LGD. Another beautiful two-man setup coming out from, why would the call, my God.
Look at that damage over time. Spectre's just dead to Arcane Curse, Battle Hunger. This is the combo.
Good Lord. They are going to be able to at least get a little bit of return fire there. That is a 6x kill streak on X-Nova. That is going to be claimed from Wonder Kid.
That's nice. 600 gold. Who would have get 26 kills at 13 minutes with a Spectre versus TB? Like, you kind of think of these two teams like, oh, they're just going to farm with these, but the other 4, they're ready to go. Like, these 4 are like, yo, we'll make space for you. You carry. And right now, Ame's like thanks, team.
Yeah, that's
a lot more
crazy.
than the Spectre, I'm sure.
I always say it. It's like, that's just going to be an insurance policy. It's like, you guys are doing great. It's the 4-man movement. If things were to fall out of place, he'll just step into action. Just got to be very nerve-wracking for Tigers and for Spectre in particular. Easy dunk finish we see there at the bottom. Off with his head. 1437 will now be chilling in the grave.
That's the thing, yeah. No shallow grave. He is definitely in the deep grave there. And that ability is just so bad. That's what everyone said. It's actually just like, hey, it saves your life, but it's just bad. Like, it doesn't do anything, actually.
Actually, the slight favoritism for maybe Oracle Overdazzle in this game is the fact he could have purged off all those dots with his Q.
That's actually true.
That would have been nice to have, actually, in the laning phase.
Yeah, and then you have the save still as well.
Yeah.
But I guess you're a little bit weaker in the laning phase.
Sure.
Like, your ability, long cooldowns, pretty bad mana costs.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, it looks like LGD are going to be happy in resigning the full lower half of the map, totally taking control over the Tigers' jungle front. And Tigers are going to have to just kind of make work with the top half of the map, maybe trying to push forward for their first objective on this top tier 1 tower.
I mean, we talked about acting, but this Centaur, right, he's gotten 2, I think 3 in that fight, 2 double stuns and double edges. Like, he put in a ton of work in that last fight. Double edge. So is that a quad edge or just an edge because they cancel out?
That's a great question. We'll have to ask
someone. Someone. We got any of those here? No, all right, whatever. We'll just say both.
All right, rune time in just a few seconds. Looks like it'll be a 2 for 2. Tigers obviously take the top 2 bounties. There we see the takedown of the bottom tower, the hands of Chalice.
When they're defending top, it looks like.
Yeah, I mean, they're not getting the top tower fast enough, so they could rotate over for a solid defense. They have the ultimates at the ready here.
Nice scan. Very good scan. Like,
yep.
They just see, they don't know how many, right? When you see a scan, you just know a hero. They don't know if it's 1, if it's 5. Just get the hell out.
Do they want to hang around for this, though?
Oh, because Dire just scanned them out, actually, so they know they're sticking around.
They see Zeus bottom. I mean, obviously, he could still at least Thunder Gods.
And he's TPing now, so.
Okay, now
there's no way. If Tigers knew, yeah,
no, it's too late. Oh, nice quick Yules after the jump in from Chalice, but Global's soon to follow up, and now the chase is going to be on. Lots of dots here onto Moon. Well, he just walks away. It looks like no heavy pursuit from LGD. They don't want to jump into Tigers.
Yep, and that's Zephyr just on the backside. He's getting some good 2 to 3 man kicks every single time. Just he's not getting kills, but he's slowing it down, making sure his team doesn't die.
It's always the great. I mean, your Spirit does have the toolkit. I mean, he'll have stuns from afar, silences from afar to be able to help his team right there. You know.
God, look at this tank. Like, it looks like they're going to go on Chalice, and it's like, nah, he has a hood. You're just not killing this guy.
Beefcake.
2k HP.
He's about to have his pipe done too, which means Magnetize is pretty much worthless.
Does nothing. And now we see Ame. That's the thing. Like, he's level 12. He's just farming the Dragonlance. He's at the Castle of Farm over here, just clearing it out every minute.
He's at 7k net worth. For comparison, you know, Spectre is 1,000 behind that at the moment. Does have queued up a Manta style. Has the full bottom to work with, but yeah, top. Heavy pressure, shoving in, looking to go for the finish. X-Nova, to get it done. And Tigers had been hanging in this top lane for quite a while.
They have to get this tower. They're like, we just got to commit. You know, we're wasting a little bit of time here, but they'll finally get the tower. They get a kill, and it opens up that jungle for him. It kind of shuts down TB a little up there, forces him to only farm bottom or that the secondary jungle. Is
they can just go bottom, yeah. I mean, they already have all the wards down there
to
see full intel as far as where Tigers are moving around.
That's what you see. Ame's like, this is my jungle now. Sorry, I'm in the Radiant jungle.
Yep. Well, we see Lina with the Euls complete, hanging around the mid lane. FY still working towards that Blink Dagger, so close, and trouble. He tries to. Hi, how's it going? Boom!
God, that's just so sad. Like, he doesn't even have his blink. He just sees him like running up right there.
The Grave is almost highlighting like, take my head off,
please, crucify me.
That is just easy work there for FY, and puts him even that much closer now to having the Blink Dagger complete. Meanwhile, Moon's still trying to get a hold of his at 1,300 gold. That RP setup would be very nice. A big one with a follow-up haunt could be huge damage potential.
And you do have an empowered Spectre, which is going to be extreme. Like, it'll make the Spectre farm quicker, but it also means she can fight in the mid game. Like, it just feels a little bit better to have that empower.
All right, let's hit that shrine.
Oh, and all of a sudden, just illusions. Whoa, let's get the hell out of here.
Yes, I mean, LGD still have that vision down here, so they can kind of see what Tigers are on the top lane. So Tigers are pretty much all committed and all in on this mid lane for now. They got to get through the docket. They got to get these tier 1s down. That was just their first tier 1 at the top lane. So there's plenty of money on the map to make.
And damn, TV already flying out the Yasha. They won't be able to push this, but you're just pushing in tier 2 right now while they were as well pushing in like the tier 1 that's super low. They're just going to get this free tier 2 bottom. It doesn't like open up that much more of the map, but gold is gold, especially for a TV. And I mean, team gold. What are you going to say?
Gold is gold and greed is good.
Indeed. What did greed is good give you again? Was that like 3,000 minerals and 1,000 gas?
Yeah.
That was a cheat code or whatever.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about it earlier when you're like, yeah, we have map hack. I'm like, oh, the black sheep wall. Classic.
Big game hunters.
Classic. Well, I just don't know how you beat this TV. I'm going to be completely honest. This is going to be like Spectre and Mag are going to have just insane middle to late games because Ame's going to be farmed.
And when does the mid game really kind of commence? Is it when Moon's Blink Dagger's complete and that is pretty much the time frame that they have to make the most happen? Or is there anything else they're waiting for before they can make the most of that mid game?
I think they want to just like make space for the Spectre, but Moon Meander's actually farming where Spectre wants to because he's getting that blink. And I think he has the blink now. You do have to fight. Like you have to make space. If you don't make space as Moon this game, you're just gonna lose.
He's gonna sell for it.
Heal first. Zeus ult just for scanning. That's the best part of Zeus too, especially late game. Your ulti means nothing. You just throw it out to get vision. Your Nimbus is your true ulti, and he has an 800 gold.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Okay, roll in. Zephyr wants to make a party happen. Only managed to get the 2 connection on the stun, and then just gets quickly swarmed. Now the Stampede comes out, maybe looking for some follow-ups here. Ajit, trying to move in for jungle farm when he knows trouble's nearby. Could have been risky there, but is able to step away.
All while this is happening, so they get 3 bounty runes. Even Ame, you know, most carry players are like, I'm not going out of my way to get a rune, but he does go and get that top rune. They get 3 of the 4. He just continues to push top, but they're looking for him. There might be a little 2v2 skirmish here top. Boom.
They're running right into Ame. He just begins to swing wildly on the Wonder Kid. They do turn around and get a good Laguna. Can get the Sunder off. No!
The Euls. Well
nice,
done.
Quick grab. Prevents his target. FY with the call on 2. He's looking to get follow-up damage to go for the finish, but no, it's him eating the back end of all that deeps, and he's going to be going down. All right, well, Tigers need to make stuff happen in the mid-game, and they get 2 kills there.
That's just all the good Euls by the Lina, because Sunder's cast range is just awful. So you saw, like, he had to turn around to try to cast it on the Dazzle and just couldn't do it in time, so well done. Nice gank. They get 2, not even just TB, you get the Axe as well. Slows down everything else on the map so they can finally get some farm.
All right, good stuff. It's good, but you can't help but feel like they're still going to need more than that. He is the big breadwinner, the Terrorblade that is. It's a great takedown.
That's great. Lina's actually going for the light strike array damage over the 350 health versus TB. You just want all the bursts you can. You really do.
That is true. I mean, she is actually the only burst they have.
Yeah.
So they got to make it better.
It's pretty much that and whatever damage you have in RP. That's all you got.
And the wards from LGD are so aggressive. I mean, they have some good ancient vision. Oh, it looks like a ward may have just been pulled away from the deep mid lane. Oh no, they still have it there. I mean, they could see this whole jungle action from Wonder Kid too. Good intel for them to be able to work with, and they're starting to converge through that jungle potentially here.
Whoa, and actually Chalice and Ajit didn't see each other. They like both went right next to each other, but he went into the trees before he did. Nothing will happen out of it. It's funny, this game was a bloodbath for the first 5 minutes, and now it's like all right, we got a Spectre, we got a TB, let's chill down. And obviously, it favors who won the laning phase, which is PSG.LGD.
Yeah, I mean, it felt like it was Tigers kind of initiating a lot of the bloodbath action to that top lane with Zephyr being up there, and then now once they recognize that they don't have nearly as much kill potential as they did before, I imagine they'd pump the brakes quite a bit.
It is only it's a 6K lead. You see the biggest one, if you look at the net worth, it's the Centaur and the Mag, 9.2K against 6.2K.
They did spot out Zephyr here with that illusion, and that just means FY can easily jump in, get the call, and look at the synergy. I mean, you call, who's going to be living?
I actually just don't see, like, the Axe and Centaur initiation, decommitment as well. Like, anyone who gets called or stunned, it just feels like they're dead, especially with the Zeus.
The pipe needs to get finished, and I don't even know if that's going to be enough, but without it, it's certainly going to be that much worse.
Logic gets found, but now Axe might just be in trouble.
All right. Good Yules. LSA. Global. Yeah, that's very defensive global, it feels like.
Yep, they get the, I mean, they get the tier 2 as well. Like, you save your teammate, but it's more, yo, we secured this tier 2, guess what? Radiant can't farm around their own shrine now because of that tower, and he can...
in the way of LGD now.
You just look at the support. Silencer has a Glimmer, Axe has Blink, Urn on the other side. Dazzle has a drum. Like, let's be real. Like, comparing a Glimmer to drums, you're like, one is good and one is not as good.
But wait, have you heard my drum song? Yeah,
he's like a bard. Like, I will help us in battle. I'll just make you invis. It's better. But whatever.
Die.